Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage Jewelry. My name is Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirit, tarot, and my intuition to communicate energies to you, the viewer. This is a timeless reading. We'll be taking a look at your current situation and how you should handle it, okay? So the next steps, what you should do, advice from spirit, guidance from spirit as to how you should handle the situation, the next step you should take. And we have 3 piles to choose from, so feel free to pause the video and you will be drawn to one pile here. You might be drawn to several, but whichever pile is calling to you the loudest will be the pile with the most amount of messages for you from spirit. And then if you are drawn to another pile or all 3, then there could be multiple messages in there for you. But feel free to pause the video, and we will put the timestamp in the description box and the pinned comment that will take you directly to your pick. And we have 3 piles to choose from here with the smoky quartz stone for pile number 1. Okay, and then pile number 2 we have the rose quartz. And for pile number 3, we have this speckled stone. Okay, so take a look at these 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then when you're ready, I will see you at your timestamp. Hello, my gorgeous. Pile number 1, if you pick this smoky quartz, then pile number 1, this is your reading. We'll be taking a look at your current situation and how you can move forward, the next steps you can take in handling the situation, okay? Guidance from spirit. And yeah, let's take a look at what spirit wants you to do in regards to moving forward here in your situation. So we have toad. Interesting. Let's see if that's in frame. Perfect. We have the amber star, let go. I surrender and allow myself to grieve, with Electra. Look at the back of her shirt, her armor. Wow. Beautiful. And her hair matches the tree. Very cool. All right. And we have black out the media. Okay, let's put that right there. And we have number 17, choosing experiences wisely. Getting a common theme here for you guys. Pile number 1, and you're probably able to see that yourself here, most likely. But let's keep going. We have lots of cards to go through. I am fulfilled by love. Oh, that's beautiful. Peacock, let yourself stand out and be noticed. Okay. Let's move that right there. And we have star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, and activation. Wow. Light body, crystal grid, transmission, and activation. Star bathing. Okay. Oh, okay. Very cool. Last quarter moon in Gemini with clear your mind. Cool. And growth, the number 23, or the number 5. And we have this intuition card here with the worker affirmation. I enjoy getting in touch with who I am as an individual. And we have the number 39 with gravity, groundedness, or the number 12. Groundedness. Okay. And we have mending bridges. I heal rifts. I am a mender. And let's just pull some tarot here. Spirit, can we get 3 cards here for pile number 1 regarding their situation, how they're supposed to handle this, clear and concise. And we got the 2 of Wands. 2 more, Spirit. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, pile number 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy. We have the Emperor. 1 more card here, Spirit. Thank you so much. Clear and concise for beautiful pile number 1. What is the advice? How should they move forward in their situation? All right, so we have the 8 of Swords. Okay. Your message is very clear. Look at that. 10 of Cups. Beautiful 10 of Cups at the bottom. Let's see if that's in frame. Barely, but we go shift a little bit here with that. All right. There we go. Okay, so message loud and clear for you guys. There's a situation going on, obviously, because you clicked on this pile. Okay, so we're not going to get into your situation per se. I'm just going to have a sip of my water. What we are looking at is how you're supposed to move forward. Okay, and the next steps, what you're supposed to do. Now, what Spirit is suggesting you do is not even address the situation. Okay, you're not supposed to, I mean, I don't usually say coulda, woulda, shoulda and how you're supposed to, but I mean, the whole point of this reading is what Spirit is suggesting or guiding you to do. And what Spirit is saying is for you to almost leapfrog over top of the situation. Okay, not engage in the situation, because this is an experience here, or the situation is something in which if you get too involved or engage yourself with, it won't really change the outcome and will potentially result in you getting more confused and more involved in a situation in which you are unable to control anyway. Okay, so in order for you to let it go and really focus on areas that you can control for yourself, okay, doesn't mean you can't think about this situation, doesn't mean you can't be honest and open, doesn't mean you can't grow yourself apart from the situation so that you're able to engage and deal with the situation once it's ready or ripe for you to involve yourself. But right now the situation is not ripe. Right now the situation involves you getting clear on your own self. Okay, I believe you're clear about the situation. I believe you are understanding the situation to be something that is what you're accepting or reviewing the situation as. But what Spirit is saying is that you're supposed to be shifting your focus in an area of your own specific healing. Okay, and I feel like this situation is causing a distraction in that journey of you being able to grow yourself, move yourself towards something that's going to help you heal and be authentic and truthful, that allows you to stand out in your full power. I feel like the situation takes you away from that and then causes you to feel ungrounded and confused, and there's a lot of untruths or noise, unclarity, and or uncertainty, and it really clouds your mind, your vision, and makes you feel heavy. You are, yeah, I feel like what you're supposed to do is kind of make peace with the situation, that you're going to let it go. Okay, let the situation kind of just stay there. You don't have to fully burn your bridge, but what you're doing is you're letting that situation kind of handle itself as it is, for you to keep focusing on what is more truthful to yourself and what actually is making you stand out in your own position here in another area that you are able to control, while this situation kind of resolves itself. I feel like the situation is going to resolve itself, to which it frees you from any sort of areas where you feel held back by it. And what you're doing is you're empowering yourself to move forward in an area that you are able to control with yourself. And by you having that forward momentum, it shakes the energy free for this situation to then shift in a positive way. Okay, and Spirit's also here confirming that you are going to be emotionally fulfilled with this Ten of Cups outside of this situation that you might be feeling a very heavy burden by, but specifically that this situation could and most likely will provide you a Ten of Cups once the situation resolves itself. But there is nothing here for you to action. There's nothing here for you to involve yourself with. In fact, what you're supposed to be actioning is shifting your energy away from a situation, focusing on where you're able to where you're actually getting the energy and the love and the recognition and the good feels for yourself, because there's an area of your life right now that is going well, okay? Be it work, be it a relationship, be it something that you're passionately involving yourself with that you don't feel heavy burdened by. And I feel like it could very well be an area that you are able to do on your own, that's not really involving anybody else. But the area in which you're trying to resolve or make right does involve somebody else, but in this situation, there's nothing further here for you to be able to action. Okay, and when you do let go and kind of let God, you're doing it in such a way that is peaceful, but you're understanding that you're not fully throwing out a situation. You're just choosing to not engage in an area where you're not having any control, and allowing yourself to lighten your load, because I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're needing to ground yourself and focus in an area that you're actually able to control, that you're actually able to get emotional fulfillment for now, because your mind is very you're uncertain, you're clouded, you're not quite sure. And the more you kind of engage yourself in a situation, the more you're getting unclear and the more heavy you're feeling. So the more you pull away, the more you focus on self, the more you get grounded, the more you focus on areas you can control, the more empowered you feel, and the more of this Ten of Cups you're unfolding within this situation and also within your own life. Okay, and it allows for the situation to kind of resolve itself. So is there something you're supposed to do in this situation? Not really. What action should you take is pull away so that you can have growth in yourself. You get grounded. You have a better understanding and a clarity. You're accepting the fact that you're not fully seeing a truth of a situation, because it is very mixed. And instead of trying to sort through the mess, because it's not really going to help you move forward in this anyway, you're accepting the fact that you're going to go past this, and you're going to leave it untouched. Okay, you're not going to burn a bridge, you're not going to do something to sabotage, you're not going to cut something off, but you are going to remove yourself from the situation, and you're going to focus on areas that you're able to enjoy, and you'll know, because your heart will feel full, your heart will feel recognized, your heart will feel when you're involved in this other area, like it's clear and it's lighter. Okay, so when your heart's getting heavy, when you're getting clouded judgment, when you're feeling ungrounded, you'll know you're getting too wrapped up or too pulled into a situation that isn't very clear. And this is pulling back your power. Okay, and know that you are worthy of being recognized, and you are worthy of love and full emotional fulfillment. And yeah, I feel like it is definitely forthcoming in this situation, but I believe the situation is supposed to kind of come to a point where it's going to be able to resolve itself or free itself, for you to then be able to see a truth of a situation when you're called to actually action it or do something here. Once it's clear, once it's a little bit more actionable than it is today. Okay, so let's see if we could see a little bit more, because I am curious to see here, Spirit. I'm going to pull these three back in just so they have a chance to come back out. Regarding your situation, Spirit, thank you so much for that clear, concise message. Anything further for pile number one as to their situation, how they're supposed to handle this? Is there anything further they need to know? Something we can leave them with that's going to help them in order to pull away? Because I'm sure this is easier said than done. What can you share with pile number one? Thank you so much, Spirit, for clear and concise message for beautiful pile number one and their situation. And thank you so much, pile number one, allowing me to tap into your energy. All right, I'm not reading reversals today, but we have the Two of Pentacles. Let's keep going. And we have Temperance and one more. And yeah, okay, so Nine of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, we have the Moon. I feel like you don't know the full story yet, or there's parts of the story again that's unclear, so it leaves you in uncertainty. You're needing to clear your mind, because the more it is that you try to see things, the more you see things from a perspective that might not be the full truth. You might be coming from an angle where your perception isn't clearly seeing what the actual reality of a situation is for whatever reason. Don't get lost in that. I don't think there's deception. I just feel like there's certain parts that aren't clear yet, and I feel like there needs to be a balance. Both of these talk about balance in this situation, and in order for you to get a balance, you have to focus on self and standing solid in what it is that's going to make you independent and solid away from the situation. Nine of Pentacles talks about somebody who is successful, who is able to stand in their own right, and deservingly so, because they've been focused on building themselves up and they're very secure, although sometimes it may feel like they are lonely. What's happening here is they're able to heal, okay, because the Temperance talks about healing. And I feel like in this state, once the healing is complete, not only for yourself, but I feel like in this situation, then energy flows. This is the After Tarot. Okay, so this talks about kind of what happens after the Rider-Waite Smith Tarot. And you see here with the Temperance card, the angel is now spilling out this water. I feel like after the healing of self and the focus on self will allow the situation to have an energetic break, so that energy can flow in a different direction, which causes peace in a situation that might have seemed like there was no resolve. Okay, but the more you're engaged in it, the more you see no real way forward. So you're shifting away from that in order to focus on self, areas that are providing a fruitful, area that you can manage, that you can embrace and enjoy. And I feel like it has been very challenging to balance out and having to balance this out yourself, because I feel like this is a situation in which involves other people or another person. So you can only really, you can only really do what it is that you can do in this state, which is, I think you're tired of having to balance things out on your own. And whatever energy or person or persons is in the situation is going to have to take a real hard look at how they're prioritizing the situation and step up when you shift away your energy and focus elsewhere. Okay. Balance card. And I feel like you're not needing to provide a balance here. You're just needing to shift your focus on yourself. We have Sagittarius energy here, pretty heavy. Okay, and then Earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And then with the moon here, we have Pisces. And let's see what's under there. Yeah, I feel like the best thing you can do right now, because you've been trying to balance things out and prioritize the situation, you're overloaded. And I feel like this is kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. So if you're not at the state where the straw broke the camel's back, hence you're not at your breaking point, it's very important now, because I feel a lot of you guys are at your breaking point, that you pull away now so that you don't burn your bridge in this situation or say things that you don't mean or handle this in a way that is not going to help a situation. Okay, maybe you mean what you're saying now, but I feel like it's coming from a state of seeing things not clear. for whatever reason. Okay, could be other people aren't being completely upfront and honest. Maybe you're seeing this from a perspective of only dealing with the truths that you have, so you're envisioning the situation in a way that might be not actually what it is. Okay, and it's causing this burden, and you might be about to break, which is probably why you clicked on this video as to how are you supposed to handle this and move forward. Shift your focus away, focus on your healing. The situation will eventually break free, allowing there to be a sort of peace and freedom in shifting this energy towards what's actually going to help the situation. Okay, so this is what I see here. Pile number 1. I hope this helped. Thank you so much. Love and light, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 2. If you pick this ginormous piece of rose quartz, then pile number 2, this is your reading. Okay, we'll be taking a look at your situation and what does Spirit suggest you do? Okay, guidance and how to move forward in this situation. What's your next step? How should you manage and deal with this situation? All right, so let's take a look at what Spirit is suggesting for guidance here. I pre-picked these oracle cards, and then we'll pull some tarot as well. So we have Healing with Mother Nature, number 25, or the number 7. Very beautiful. And we have My Light Attracts Light. Gorgeous. Let's just make sure I'm in frame. Perfect. All right, Walrus. Remain vigilant about the current situation. Pay attention to signs and omens and let them dictate your choices. Okay. We have Fall Into My Arms. Surrender, holding the opposites. Extremes of life. Look at that. Beautiful. And we have Last Quarter Moon in Aries. Work through your feelings. Message coming through for pile number 2. Mimi Cry with the number 30. And this intuitive card right here says The Forgiver with the number 16 or the number 7. Affirmation: I forgive myself and others with compassion for our human frailties. And we have Change with Wind, number 24 or the number 6. Okay. And we have Rising Above. I see only beauty and grace. And we have Ocean. Beautiful. I'm going to put that right here. And we have Tagada with the number 30, the Mystic. Magic. I weave my magic and surrender to the universe. All the blue here. And we have Focus on one thing at a time. Feeling very 8 of Pentacles out of this card over here. Okay, let's pull some tarot now for you guys. Beautiful pile number 2. Let's pull 3 cards here for pile number 2, Spirit. What guidance do we have for pile number 2 as to how they're supposed to handle their situation? Guidance and how they move forward. What should they do next? Clear and concise. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, pile number 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy. We have the 2 of Cups. All right, 2 more cards here for pile number 2. We have the Sun. Beautiful. 1 more card. And we have the 6 of Swords. All right, so let's see if we're in frame. Great. And we have the Ace of Pentacles, which you could probably barely see, but I will do that so you can kind of see what's going on in there. All right, so what do I see, you guys? I'm feeling very heavy Divine Masculine energy again, and I love that you keep coming back here. because this energy I have felt before in this channel, and yeah, I just feel like you're here for this specific message, and I am very happy to deliver. Okay, so I feel like this is very specific, okay? So this might not resonate for a lot of you guys, because I feel like there's one person here, if not maybe two, but very clear for one person in regards to their situation, okay? I feel like they're in a connection with somebody, okay? I feel this is a divine masculine, and what's going on here is that they are having a very hard time in accepting and diving into their emotions, okay? This is very intense. This is very deep. This is something in which is very overloaded with emotions, very overloaded in feels, and it's almost like keeping them in a frozen state because they are feeling very almost like they're drowning and unable to kind of really move forward in this situation, okay? And I feel like things have shifted in this situation in which you are feeling like you're going to have to act and do something that is really outside of your comfort zone, and involves you jumping into your emotions and maybe putting yourself in a vulnerable state that you are not comfortable with, and that you are kind of maybe fearing the consequences of this person. Maybe you're just feeling like if you put yourself in a vulnerable state, maybe the reception on the other end might not be what you expect, or might not go the way that you had hoped, and there's like a fear in not being completely embraced for what it is that you want to genuinely put out there. But I feel like you have had a chance to sort through your feelings, but because you haven't really experienced the level or the depth of these feelings, it is hard for you to make sense of what it is you're actually feeling. And the fact that you need to act, but you still feel like maybe you need more time to sort through it. Maybe you feel like you don't really want to expose yourself. I feel like what Spirit is saying is that you are being called to action these feelings. Put yourself in a position where you can put yourself in a vulnerable state. Surrender to what you're feeling here for the universe. Okay, listen to what your dreams, your gut, your feelings are telling you. And if you're following in truth and love and where your truth lies with your emotions, you're only going to attract positivity from others. Okay, specifically, I feel like this is a connection with another individual here. And I feel like things shifted in a way that maybe you feel like they're not the same. So now you feel like if you were to be truthful or step in truths, maybe this other person, the situation has shifted. Maybe they're not feeling the same way they have maybe in the past. You've been able to pull some time towards looking at yourself, but maybe you feel like it was a long or extended period of time, and now this other energy might have pulled away for some reason. You're wanting to bring peace to a situation. You're also wanting to move things forward to the next step, but you need to gauge on how this person or the situation is going. Spirit is saying one thing at a time here. Okay, forgiver. I forgive myself and others with compassion for human frailties. I feel like maybe you were in the wrong at some point, or you feel like you might have been in the wrong, or you feel like the person you were engaged with might feel like you were in the wrong because you didn't act in your truth. You weren't acting in your authentic self. Maybe you let a situation kind of just naturally flow without actioning it, and you weren't allowing yourself to be vulnerable, allowing yourself to action how you actually felt, and things shifted, and now you're wanting to come forward with truths, reveal yourself, be a little more vulnerable. You're able to identify your feelings a bit better, and you want to embrace this truth, but you also feel like maybe this person might have moved away or emotionally and not embrace you. And I feel like you've had this clarity as to what it is that you want to do to move things forward, and you want to move away from any difficult situations in which you were feeling like you were being held back. because it wasn't helping the situation, and now you want to bring it peace, you want to bring it truth, you want to bring it clarity. You feel like this person, the situation is absolute joy. It brings you a deep sense of satisfaction and fulfillment, and you really want to embrace this, because I feel like in the past maybe you haven't allowed yourself to experience this. Maybe you've been very shut out. Maybe you shut this person out at some point. So you're kind of now fearing that this person might not be wanting to embrace you, but Spirit's suggesting that you're going to take this step by step, and you're going to be very focused, okay, one thing at a time, meaning communicating how it is that you feel in a truthful way, okay, and seeing, I guess, what, forgiving yourself for one, okay, for maybe how things happened in the past, and allowing yourself forgiveness, because I feel like this person has forgiven you, but I feel like Spirit is wanting you to go through this specifically, and not knowing what the result of this person will be, because this is all part about being vulnerable and putting yourself out there to see what what comes of this. Now, I do feel as though this is a safe place. I don't feel as though this energy is going to reject you or make you feel rejected in any way, but I do feel like their response, or the way they respond to you, is something that's still a mystery, okay? And the reason it's a mystery is because in order to be vulnerable, we have to not know what the outcome is and putting ourselves out there. But I feel like you want to move away from any past energies of how you've been. So you need to forgive yourself. I guess that would be the first step. And you're going to have to take the first step in trying to repair what being honest and accepting your emotions looks like in this situation. Okay, so let's take a look, and I do believe it does involve another individual here, but let's take a look. Is there anything further in regards to advice, the situation for pile number 2, Spirit, that will help them? Food for thought, something further that they can use to motivate them or give them the strength they need to move forward in this situation. Thank you so much, Spirits. Just clear and concise message. All right, so we have the World, and again, I'm not reading reversals, and we have this 10 of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. And we have the 5 of Wands. I'm going to pull one just for clarity here, and the 5 of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. And bottom of the deck, we have the 3 of Pentacles. This is working with another. This is collaborating, cooperating, and putting in energy with another to build something. So I feel like your whole purpose of this is to be able to work with another individual. Okay, could be multiple individuals, but I feel like this is more of a partnership with somebody else. Okay, where you're needing to be vulnerable, but it's stepping forward to put in your share of the energy, and you've been very conflicted, okay, and maybe you've been moving really, really, really slow, and you want to move forward, and you want to manifest something, and you're dedicated in manifesting this, okay? Like I said, this is 8 of Pentacles, the most dedicated card here, what I'm feeling, okay, putting in the energy, the time, the focus in something, and I feel like it's been slow going, but you want to stay focused from the point A all the way to point Z and kind of go at your own pace, but you're conflicted here about how this might look like. And again, because this is the after tarot, I see like all these people sitting down, and I feel like the conflict is over. Okay, I feel like maybe you had internal conflict, and I feel like you're at the state where you're no longer internally conflicted. Okay, any area that you might even think is going to be a challenge is now kind of settled down. Okay, so allowing you to move at your own pace here, which is one of the slowest moving nights. But I feel like what is Spirit is saying here is this World talks about closure and an end cycle. It's a graduation to the next level. And I feel like the next level here is yourself going from a period of maybe where you've been held back, unable to be vulnerable, unable to speak your truth, accept your emotions or feel your emotions to a deep level, paying attention to the omens and the signs and allowing yourself to let love in and step forward without knowing, what the results might be. You're putting behind you any old ways of being, because I feel like the situation is something that you want to embrace. Also feel like with this World card, it is something you're really taking very seriously. Okay. That could be the beginning of your whole new world, like what you're seeing as a whole new world for you. And with this 10 of Pentacles, that definitely confirms that for me. 10 of Pentacles is building your structure and your stability with another. Okay. Retirement, legacy, family, tradition, home, a solid, stable, ultimate future. Okay, when it comes to stability, when it comes to finances, when it comes to just what a family could build together and leave a legacy way beyond their years. And I feel like you're now focused on what that looks like and putting an end to a situation of the past where you might have been closed off to it. And it could be a phase of life. I feel here like a phase of life where you are no longer being fulfilled or where you've graduated from. Now you're open into taking a step into being vulnerable into the next phase of your life here. And what that would require is you accepting and acknowledging your emotions, your feelings. Maybe it is in a situation in which you potentially self-sabotaged, right? Where it kind of went to shit maybe a little bit here with the rising above. I feel like maybe you weren't as respectful, or maybe you feel like you weren't giving it the due diligence or maybe the effort, or for whatever reason you weren't focused. And now you feel like maybe a dog with its tail between its legs, or maybe like this person might reject you. But I feel like there has been a shift and a change in your own energy, and also a change and a shift in this situation, because maybe there was a need for you to step up and you weren't allowing yourself to do that. But Spirit is saying for you to action this, for you to step forward, for you to be truthful and putting behind an energy that's no longer serving you, that you are healed enough for you to accept being vulnerable in a situation that, again, I don't feel is going to go maybe in the worst way that you're thinking, but you're going to have to experience this in order for you to grow as an individual. Okay, and communicate your desire to, because I think that you want to cooperate and collaborate here in a situation, but you might be feeling vulnerable, or like maybe you've sacrificed the situation or self-sabotage the situation, that maybe this person isn't receptive to it. Okay, and the extent of which you want to take this is quite intense here. Okay, this is like the ultimate abundance, ultimate fulfillment. All right, so I think you definitely got this. Next step, I think, is definitely being putting behind any old ways of being, staying dedicated and focused at a slow pace, recognizing that maybe what you think is a conflict or competition is no longer going to battle you, is no longer a conflict. And then keeping your eyes kind of on the prize. Your eyes on the prize as to what it is that you want, and being open and honest, and allow yourself to feel. Okay, and that's going to attract more beauty into your life, more of what it is that you want, and just stay very dedicated and focused. Okay, so this is what I see here for pile number 2. I love you guys so much. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 3. If you pick this stone right here, the speckled stone, pile number 3, this is your reading. All right. So let's take a look at what Spirit wants to give you in way of guidance in your situation. What should you do next? What's your next move? What should it be? How can you help yourself in this situation? And I pre-picked these oracle cards. We will pull the tarot as well, but let's take a look at this guidance from Spirit. So we have number 23 with learning from social conflict, or the number 5. Okay. And let me just make sure I'm in camera. Right there, perfect. Relationships are assignments with the 2 butterflies. Beautiful. And we have shark. Trust your instincts to discern the truth of a situation. Okay, definitely feel like there's other people involved here in a situation for sure. Okay. Activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. And we have full moon in Cancer. Let your fears dissolve. All right. And we have 38 with protection, or the number 11. And we have this card right here, intuition deck, and it says the contortionist affirmation. I resist those who would have me bend to their will. Okay. I resist those who would have me bend to their will. Okay. And we have protection with cave, number 17 or the number 8. That's 2 of protection. Let's see, are we in frame right here? Yes, we are. Perfect. Wow. Emerging into grace. I open my soul to grace. And we have burial ground. Wow. And you're the only one that got 2 of these cards. We also have birch. Looks like all these eyes on this birch tree. Very cool. And we also have Tegeta with the aquamarine star expression. I express my intuition with self-confidence and love. All these beautiful music notes. All right. And then we also have here, learn to defend yourself. Wow. Message coming through here, you guys. Let's pull 3 tarot cards for beautiful pile number 3. Spirit, can we get guidance for pile number 3 situation? What are they supposed to do? How do they handle the situation? Their next steps. Clear and concise message for pile number 3. And thank you, pile number 3, for allowing me to tap into your beautiful energy. I'm so blessed and grateful. All right, what do we have? We have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. And pull 2 more here. We have the 2 of Cups. Okay, and 1 more, even though I don't know if it's going to fit in frame, but we'll pull 1 more card here. We have the Star. Okay, so I'm going to put that right here. You see? Okay, bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Wands. Okay, so pages, with these 2 pages talking about communication. I feel like you're in a situation where things didn't go quite well with someone. I'm just going to have a sip of my water. Okay, things didn't go well with somebody. Okay, still trying to figure out what's what. And I think there might be mixed messages here for you guys. So just kind of take what resonates and leave the rest behind, okay? Because this is a collective reading. But I feel like some of you guys might have, okay, now just be open, might have blown a situation out of proportion because you've been acting out of fear, and you were reactionary to a situation. You're trying to protect yourself, and you're trying to retreat. You're trying to maybe guard yourself from getting hurt. And in fact, I'm feeling that is the bulk of what is going on here. I did feel 2. We'll see what comes to me. But for the bulk of you guys, yeah, I feel as though maybe you felt just in acting and reacting the way you did out of protecting yourself from a situation in which you felt like maybe you were being attacked. And maybe you were, okay, but what I'm really feeling highly here, actually, yeah, this is where the 2 messages come in. Sorry. Just trying to sort through my emotions or what I'm feeling. I feel like you were protecting yourself from a situation in which you felt you were being attacked. And Spirit is saying, for those of you guys who were unjustly being, and you'll know, okay, if you were unjustly being treated, that you are now being called to step forward with confidence and use your voice to communicate with the pages here, what it is you want to manifest and go after when it comes to this connection and your dreams and your wishes, with this wish come true. Okay, in order for you to heal, this is what the lesson for you is. The lesson or the healing, what Spirit's wanting you to go through, is this healing of going after what you want and jumping in 2 feet first. Okay, this is the After Tarot, and the Star, this angel person is like completely immersed in this pool. I feel like you really need to move forward with 2 feet in actually having that full communication as to what you want. And for those of you guys who were acting out of state of protection, and you'll know that it was maybe unjust or uncalled for, you're more hanging on to fears or reacting out of fears, that spirit is wanting you to really look at the situation, let go of any fears you might have had that was holding you back in expressing yourself and how you truly felt about a situation, rather than pulling away, and now come forward with this communication, okay, as to how it was that you actually wanted to deal with the situation, to deal with it in that way, in order for there to be a peace between you and another individual here, okay? And I feel like trusting this message from spirit is going to repair the situation that might be in a tough state right now, okay? So you're supposed to be really looking at what is, yeah, and that might very well be the message here. So for some of you guys, you feel like you are just and you were protecting yourself, but spirit is saying, really take a look, okay? Really take a look at the situation. Were you really acting out of self-protection because this person was being unfair and you were just defending yourself, or were you defending yourself to block any sort of emotion that you didn't want to face because it was easier for you to just block it out? And now you're being called to take a real hard look at this and trust what your intuition is telling you about the situation. Because what I feel like has happened here is that there is a partnership that is over. Okay, now it's over because there's been an argument. Maybe you guys are in separation. Maybe there's been somebody who acted in such a way out of self-defense in order not to get hurt. Okay, but I feel like this connection is very strong. I feel like there is a knowing here in this connection. And I feel like there is an ability for this to transform into something that is going to strengthen this connection. But what spirit is asking is for you to take this step in actually taking that first recognition and allow yourself to be honest with yourself, whether this is you behaving in such a way to protect yourself, okay, but the person was just, or was this person being really unjust and you had to protect yourself and pull away from this situation, okay? But either which way, you were trying to make something fit. You're trying to fit yourself into a mold of something in your mind's eye. But either which way, okay, either of those scenarios, spirit is asking that you're the one that needs to now have a communication of what it is that you want in order to save or step forward in this connection, okay? So if someone was being unjust and you're protecting yourself, I still feel like you haven't been completely honest with this person and saying, hey, I am no longer allowing you to treat me the way that you have, or here is how I felt when you treated me in this way, and I am no longer wanting to put up with being treated in this manner, and I am going to move forward with myself unless you apologize to me, or there's an understanding between you and we could build on this connection and be stronger, okay? So that takes the bigger person for sure. Bigger person, okay? This person is way bigger than this house, but you're no longer trying to fit yourself into this person's story, okay? And you're being completely honest of the situation and the truth, and then you're able to step forward, okay? Now, if this person has been just and you know it, because I feel like you'll know, this person's been just and you've just been very guarded and protective of your own self because you haven't allowed yourself to embrace a situation and you're kind of more in your fears. What's going to happen is the situation will come to a close, okay, until you're able to step forward and communicate this to save this connection, be the bigger person, because I feel like you potentially pulled away. And now this other person is acting in their higher truth and they're seeing the situation for what it is, that you're acting out of a guarded state, you're protecting yourself, you're not moving forward in truths, and you're defending yourself unjustly in a situation which they feel they've been just, they've been honest, they've been expressing themselves, and maybe you've been hidden and protective and not stepping forward. So the onus is on you to step forward with this piece of communication. Okay, so either way, it falls on communication about what you want in this situation here with this star card. Okay, but there is healing that needs to come out of this situation. And I feel like the healing will come after the conversation, either which way. Okay, so if someone was unjust, you have the conversation, you're now able to move forward with self-confidence and deal with this situation in order for you to be led where you're supposed to be led into the future of yourself and the growth of yourself and experiencing this person and how they've been reacting to you. And if you are the one that's been guarded and you know that you've been guarded unjustly because you are unable to release your fears, just know that you may be putting an end to a situation or a partnership unjustly. That has a lot of strength, that can birth a lot here, but you're going to have to be the bigger person in communicating why it is that you've been guarded. Okay, and just really face the situation for what it actually is. Okay, let's now pull some more tarot. Hopefully that was clear. I know that was 2 messages here, but that's what I was feeling. Let's pull some cards here from spirits as to anything more pile number 3 needs to know about their situation, how they're supposed to handle the situation, if they are supposed to come forward with communication, how do they manage that, anything further for pile number 3, Spirit. Thank you so much. Now, let's take a look. At pile number 3, what do we have? This one. So, yes, we have the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, what else do we have? We have the Emperor. We have the 9 of Pentacles, and we have the Ace of Cups, and we also have the 6 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of Cups. Yeah, I feel like there's a situation that there might feel like it's over, okay, at the burial ground. It might not be repairable or seem repairable. You're kind of in a period where something went askew because somebody wasn't being completely honest, or somebody was being very hurtful, and I feel like you want to step away from challenging times. And what Spirit is saying is to put energy towards empowering yourself, okay, with this Emperor. And the Emperor could very well be somebody, I mean, could be positive and negative, just like any other card with light and shadow attributes. So if you've been acting in your shadow attribute where you're unable to apologize, where you've been very stubborn in protecting yourself and egotistical, Spirit is saying to work on that in order for this connection to be fruitful, okay? And what that would mean is really being able to see yourself as somebody who is capable of honest truth and capable of handling a situation in the most mature way possible, okay, in order for there to be an emotional beginning in this, either in this connection or aside from this connection. Because if this person has been unjust to you and you've been putting in energy and effort and they've been very much in their ego, focus on yourself in order to have an emotional new beginning and move away from this situation that's causing you strife. And if you're resonating with the other area, it is putting in energy and effort into resolving your ego so that you're able to stand confidently in your own, to accept an emotional new beginning for yourself from what this situation is providing to you, okay, rather than being closed off and protected and protecting your heart space, so you can move away from pain and strife and accept the situation for what it is, because you are dealing with a situation that's not providing you any happiness, and you're looking at what you don't have here, rather than dealing with and looking at this 2 of Cups, which we were seeing, this equal partnership, this give and take with another individual. You're too guarded, too protected, too much in your cave, not allowing love to enter in, and looking at what you don't have. Meanwhile, the situation is drowning. It's being put, being sacrificed, okay? And there's a point which the situation and this partnership is no longer going to be able to be saved, because it's going to be killed off by your inability to step out of your cave and acknowledge maybe where you are letting your fears control you rather than acting in your feels. Okay, reverse magician talks about self-manipulation or manipulating a situation in which you want things to kind of go your way. And maybe we're needing to see things from another perspective. Okay, but if you are resonating with the person who has been treated unfairly, then having that communication, open communication about what it is that you want to manifest, focusing on your own self and your empowerment so you can stand solid, is going to allow for you to have an emotional new beginning away from this connection that isn't healthy. And you're going to find a way to embrace that so that you are able to start anew. That is what Spirit wants you to do right now. So you could be the bigger person, emerge from this situation in your full power in dealing with this situation. Okay, so this is what I have here for pile number 3. I hope this helped. Love and light to you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Leave a comment, leave a like, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.